Hello everyone, welcome to this new class. On this class we'll cover the head's muscles. I'll explain the muscles of the face only. On this class I won't cover proportions. We should understand this first. And I'll do it by using a base. In fact, the base we'll use is the same we used for the previous lessons. Double click on this one, which is the tool we've used. Drag it, edit, and hit F in order to bring it to the front. I'll go ahead and select another material. This one should do. It lets me visualize the shadows. I'll increase a couple of subdivisions. I'll remove part of this here since it's got too much volume. So in that way I can shape the muscles more properly. Alright. Now let's select a brush called Weave for tracing the muscles. We'll learn how to do it easily. There are two types of muscles, starting with the Orbicularis Oculi musculus and the Orbicularis oris. The Orbicularis oris is shaped like this, like so. Over here on the sides we'll create a subtle volume so it is more prominent. And we'll finish its shape right below the lower lip. Something like this. This is then the Orbicularis oris, and next I'll create the Orbicularis Oculi. It is shaped something like this. With this shape approximately. Let's continue on this portion here. This is kind of a guide we'll use from this little volume we've generated here. From the Orbicularis oris starts a muscle right below it, which gets down straight. Let's add another subdivision. And it gets wider this way and gets attached to the maxilla on this region. This muscle is called depressor anguli oris. Basically, the depressor anguli for both lips, which we use for moving both lips. Like when we make a sad face, for instance. There is another muscle right below here, attached to the maxilla and also to this Orbicularis oris. It's known as the depressor labii inferioris. There is another one over here called the mentalis of the chin. That's basically it regarding to what we have to understand about this portion. Let's continue with the muscles of Let's have a look first what respects to the zygomaticus major on the area we know as the cheek. I'll sketch it here, but we better use clay build-up. And some aspects must be kept in mind. Right at this height of the ear, I'll draw this line. This one is called, let me show you with this image I've chosen as reference. This is called the zygomatic process of temporal bone. This is the one I'm drawing. This is called the zygomatic process of frontal and the zygomatic process of maxilla. Let's go back to ZBrush. So let's shape this one here and the one of the maxilla. All of them conform what is known as the zygomatic arc. It's quite important to do this in advance, since to this bone area some muscles get attached. Then What muscles? There is one. Let's select again Weave from this portion of the Orbicularis Oris. I'll increase the subdivision since I want this muscle to have more detail. I'll sketch this line, and over the lower part of the zygomatic, this muscle gets attached. We know it is the zygomatic major. Another muscle comes this way. It's called zygomatic minor. And another muscle comes located here, below the zygomaticus minor. We know it as the levator labii superioris. Alright, let's have a look at another muscle, a bit smaller. This muscle is called levator labii superioris, like Nazi. Alright. Let's continue over here to carry on the zygomatic area. In this case, over the inferior portion gets attached another muscle, which is a bit bigger, called masseter, shaped like this, leaving here kind of a triangular gap. It links to the mandible approximately like this up to this portion here. So it goes and reaches this portion here on the zygomatic. Another little muscle, I'll select again Weave. I'm still missing an important muscle. And a small one which comes from this portion here too. It crosses through the masseter and also gets linked to the mandible. It is called Reservist. Let's go to this area where we have a little muscle. It is known as the Pacinator muscle. Now let's go ahead and draw something with this shape. This muscle is called Frontalis Muscle. And over here we'll sketch one called, and this muscle is quite big, with this shape approximately, and comes this way from the zygomatic process of temporal. And in fact, this muscle is called temporal muscle. Alright, without getting into too much detail, well, we are still missing an important muscle located around here, right below. It's quite important since it is relatively large, but it's located right below these two. This muscle is known as Pacinator, and basically that would be the last muscle to show you. There are no more important muscles actually for the features we need to create. There are for sure some other internal muscles, but I don't think there is need on getting deep with that, since we've got what we need already with these muscles we've shaped so far. Alright, that would be it for this class. On the next class, what I'd like to teach you is to make a head starting from scratch, using a sphere and a couple of cylinders, and from that point on, by applying standards and proportions, we'll generate the head from scratch. So I'll see you on the next class.